2021 National Youth Cook-Off continues at the Lighthouse School on Saturday, November 28th for the Bodden Town District Youth Cook-Off. If you are between the ages of 10 and 25 and wish to compete in the cooking contest, email nycpkman@gmail.com for a registration package with rules and directions. The National Youth Cook-Off is sponsored by Home Gas Limited, the Department of Tourism, the Ministry of Education, Youth, Sport, Agriculture and Lands, Cayman National, Cayman First, the Cayman Islands Agricultural Society, the New Self-Help Community Foundation, and the Cayman Culinary Society. From the Youth Achievement Files, here are this week's notables. Congratulations to the 100 of graduates of UCCI Class of 2020. That included some Flex family members, Anya Rankin Christian from Season 2, Tarek Francis from Season 46, and Mohindra Brown from Season 47. Props to the 67 nominees of the 12th round of the Proud of Them recognition campaign. Thanks for the over 110 nominations from around the community for the 67 nominees. We will find out who will be selected at a special banquet on Thursday, January 7th, 2021, God's willing. Finally, props to John Gray High School's head boy, Jelani Hansen, on becoming the 2020 Poetry Contest champion last Wednesday on youthflex. Second place went to UCCI's Shanti Ramoon, and third place went to Lehman Scott High School's Siri Bata. Special shout out to the 59 poets who auditioned in the 2020 Poetry Contest. That concludes the news and highlights for this week. Thank you.
Thank you, Chanel. So today we'll be having a round table. Listeners, please be reminded that you can call in and join in on our conversation, share anything that's been dawning on your mind. The phone is 1-800-534-8255, and it is toll-free courtesy of Float. So Deidre and Chanel, how has school been going?
It has been okay, I guess.
So we know that you're at UCCI. Can you tell us what you're studying?
Right now I am doing my Associates of Arts in Business Administration. And this semester I am doing Spanish, English, math, environmental science, and college skills.
So why did you choose business as your field to study?
Because I feel like business is it's something that can get you somewhere, you know? The other degrees were like sciences, and I'm not a science person, or like hospitality, and that's not really what I want to go into. I want to go into journalism, and I feel like with business, that probably helped me along the way.
So how do you like the atmosphere of UCCI?
It's okay. I have some friends from John Gray that are going there, so I have my old friends, and I made some new ones. Some church friends are there as well, so at UCCI, I'm not really alone. I always have a friend to talk to about anything or even to study with,
So Deidre, you're at Clifton in year 11. Tell us what that is like.
Well, it's a lot of stress, but I'm just trying to cope with it because I know if I don't, I will just throw away all my books and never look at any again.
So for some of our listeners that might be struggling with the stress of year 11, do you have any tips to share with them?
Well, don't wait until the last minute to study for sure, because it will just pile up on you and you will go into the test so unprepared, and then you can't allow your grades to go down because it's just going to make you feel a certain way. So just make sure you're studying and keeping up with your subjects.
So what subjects did you choose?
I chose POB, physics, and Spanish because I love physics. I just love physics. I have a special love for physics. I chose POB because I thought business would help a lot. Like, business would just always help you. And I chose Spanish because I feel the need for a second language.
So sorry to cut you there, Deidre, but we do have a caller on the line. Hello, caller.
Hi. I want to ask a couple of questions, if that's okay.
Sure, go ahead.
I know that a few of you already are still in Clifton and some of you are not in Clifton. So for the one person I know is Chanel that's not in Clifton, our John Gray at the moment, she's at UCCI. I wanted to ask you, what was your most memorable moment from high school?
What was your most memorable moment from high school?
My most memorable moment from high school would, for me, I think it would be choir in the morning with Miss Alna in the music room.
Okay, so for Chloe and Deidre, what is your current most memorable moment?
I'll go first. I feel like I've had a lot of memorable moments at school. I can't necessarily pick just one moment, but there's been a bunch. Definitely being in Key Club, talking to all of my advisors. Shout out to Miss Bailey, Mr. Campbell, Mr. Brown, Miss Buchanan. Um, and also spending time with other teachers that like are very influential in my life. Um, Netball as well, Miss Lynch. And I really enjoy most of my classes. There are certain things that happen in their class, like English class with Mr. Sams. Just moments like that. There's not just one that I can pinpoint, but quite a few that I think have made my high school experience one to remember.
For me, I would say one of the most memorable things that have happened since I've been in high school would be the Heritage Days, because it just gives you a break from the school work, so you're just having fun. And also, it might sound weird, but being in class, just the teachers, they just bring a vibe that it makes you want to learn. Shout out to Mr. Sams again, Miss Lynch.
So wait, when did you start to understand that vibe in class? Was it because of quarantine you start to appreciate you being in the class more, or?
I think once you got a teacher that you were able to connect with, a teacher that understood how you all learn, understood your class, you would start to feel the vibe. Once your class knew that, okay, we're here to work and we're not here to idle or come to class and sit down and sleep and everything, then the teacher would like not really favor your class, but open up to your class, and it would be more of a comfortable workspace and not very tense. So then we would always start to feel the vibe. We'll make a joke here or there, and we know, okay, we go straight back into work. There's no time to linger and laugh about it even more.
A teacher who knows how to incorporate fun into learning, so it's not just boring and
definitely teachers
regular.
Like Miss McLean that used to play. She used to find videos for songs. So we have
so learning was
change,
fun.
Flip, reverse.
Learning was actually fun, so you could remember what you're learning while still having fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question for all of you. When it comes to preparations for your CXC exams and etc., how do you guys cope with the anxiety and the stress from before exams?
I feel that practice. So once I'm comfortable with the subject, I'm not as well. I'm still stressed. I'm still very anxious. But once I feel that I've done all that I can do, I've studied, I've practiced, done multiple past papers, that makes me a bit more relieved. And also having a teacher that okay, you can message and get assistance from, that they'll always be there for you no matter the outcome of the actual exam, and they'll be there to bounce back and help you. Especially sitting early entry exams, knowing that, okay, you might have to do this again next year. Having a teacher that says, it's okay, we'll go through, we'll do it again, sit it in January, are things that actually help me.
How about you, Deidre?
Well, for me, as a Christian, I pray because only God alone can help me.
That too.
And I try to make sure to stay in my studies, because I know if I don't, I will get overwhelmed, and if I wait until last minute, it won't work in my favor, and I want to get the best grades possible. So it's just studying and praying and just trying to keep hope and not get overwhelmed.
How about you, Miss Chanel? Hello?
Caller?
Yeah,
Hello?
I'm still here.
Do you have any more questions for us?
Yes, I do. What is the most biggest advice you can give any young person who is struggling right now, having a hard day, or going through any type of stress? I want all of you guys to answer that question, if that's okay.
Some advice I would give to any young person having a hard day or going through some stress would be to press on. Know that this isn't the end and the stress isn't gonna last forever. But have your mindset on a goal, something that you want to achieve or someone you want to make proud of you, and just work towards it and keep reminding yourself that, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I will accomplish. And so you know to keep going and to also, if music helps you, listen to music, pray about it, read inspirational quotes, talk to someone that you feel comfortable talking to. Anything of the sort that you see helps you out. Or you can pray about it as well.
Any advice I would put out is to just, as Chloe said, keep on, like continue. Know that school is not forever. Eventually you will finish, you will start working, and you'll know that your hard work in school actually brought you somewhere. So just know that in the end it will be better.
I agree with what Chloe and Deidre said. Continue to press on no matter how hard it gets. Always pray, because God will be the one always there to give you strength to carry on. And if you get to a point where procrastination is the way out, don't try to overwork yourself. Just calm down, relax, and just try to press through.
I really do appreciate the advice.
Thank you so much for calling today, caller. So we'll now go to our next music break.
For the next music break, here is My Champion by Jermaine Edwards.
Welcome back, listeners. We are now joined with Round 2 Proud of Them honoree, Miss Kimone Chambers. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Kimone Chambers, and I am currently the Deputy Registrar for UCCI.
So what year were you nominated to be a Proud of Them honoree?
I would like to call myself the OG back in 2013.
And what category were you nominated in?
Academics.
So can you tell us some of the things you accomplished to be able to receive the honor?
Well, I need to brag about myself, but, in high school, I did the Asden Award. I'm sure you guys are familiar with that. That is the award scheme Development and Accreditation Network. And so I was able to earn the bronze, silver, and gold awards. Wow. And I was actually one of 3 individuals who earned the first gold in the Caribbean. And so that was in 2006, 2007, somewhere around there.
For our listeners that don't know much about that, could you tell us about it?
So it's a series of workbooks that is in conjunction with the University of Oxford, where you have to complete several life skill assignments, go out, do several community activities. So it's a wide array of activities involved within the ASDAN network. So just to develop a young person, academically, from an athletic standpoint, just to groom you for the real world. Right. And so I did that in high school. So it was a lot of hard work, but it paid off. And in the end, you received a certificate from the University of Oxford. So that is a pretty prestige award. And it's nice to have on your resume. So that is something that we did back then. I'm not too sure if they have it around now in the high schools.
At John Gray, they do.
John Gray, yeah. So I went to John Gray, so we had it at that point. I also earned the Duke of Edinburgh Award, the Bronze Award, that same year. So I was quite busy in high school. I was a vice president for the Recyclers Club. I was in every club possible. Everything after school. I was in it. I also graduated in 2007 and I received the BASDO Outstanding Leadership Award from John Gray. And then I went on to UCCI to pursue my associates and also my bachelor's degree. So I graduated from my associates in 2009 in social studies, and I graduated in 2011 with my Bachelor of Science degree in social sciences, and I majored in sociology. So in both of those graduation awards, 2009, 2011, I graduated with the highest GPA for both of those degree programs. Mm-hmm. And I was also the first graduate from that bachelor degree program as well. So it was very tedious, but it was worth it in the end. And I was able to receive the A. Steve McFeel Award in excellence for the social science degree. In addition to that, I went on to pursue a master's degree at New York University in New York, also known as NYU. And so I graduated with a Master's of Arts degree in Social Studies Education, where I could teach grades 7 to 12. And so I graduated in January 2013. And so I was nominated in October 2013 for the Proud of Them.
So we can see that you're very bright.
That's why I got academics.
Yes. So can you share with us some study tips or ways in which you were able to cope with all the pressure?
Well, first and foremost, you should have fun. Because if you just study, you're going to take in all of that like a sponge, and sometimes people leak that information out, not necessarily in the best way. So it's nice to find ways that work for you as a student, because each student is different. Each student, they learn differently. Some listen, so auditory, you have people who they like to write things down, or some people, they're visual learners. So whatever works best for you. For me, I found out that index cards They worked for me. So whatever information I got, notes, I would write them down, find ways to remember what the information that I wanted for an exam or a quiz. And that's how I approached my studying. So students, out there trying to study, they have to find out what kind of learner they are and approach things from that angle, because not one way works for everybody. All right, so find out what works best for you. If you don't know, research. Yeah.
So, how did you feel when you found out that you were selected as an honoree?
I was elated, shocked, confused, because I just returned from grad school that year, and everything was just like rushing at me all at once. I was just trying to get back in the world of work, having been away at grad school, reconnecting with friends and family. And then it hit me. Everything was finally falling into place where I wanted it to be. So that was a great moment, and I enjoyed every bit of it.
In what way did the proud of them honor make an impact in your life?
Well, it impacted me deeply. It pushed me to do even greater things, to showcase that anything is possible once you put your mind and soul into it. It also highlighted that you need support from all angles. So whether it is through your family, church, work, or at school, you just need to know that, you can have an impact on someone, and that someone will have an impact on someone else, and it becomes a domino effect. In order for me to reach where I was and to be nominated for the Proud of Them, somebody believed in me, but I also had to believe in myself. So to see all of my hard work came together, it was a wonderful feeling.
How was it like driving past your billboard?
Girl, I felt like a rock star. And it was a wonderful feeling every day. My parents, we live in West Bay, so we were right there by the fire station. And so every day going in, coming out of West Bay, I would see my face on the billboard. So I felt really good about it. People at church come up to me and like, is that you? I'm like, yes, it is. My friends, other family, my nephews, I remember one time they drove by and they're like, Auntie Kim, is that you? I was like, yeah. And he said, you know what? I want to be like you when I grow up. And that moment, that was a special moment for me, because that meant that I impacted someone else to do just what I did, and even better.
How would you like to see the youth on island improving?
Well, to be honest with you, I would love to see them excel in any area that they want to go into, whether it is in the TVET field, education, medicine, whatever field it is. I encourage them to move forward. Not everyone is going into teaching, not everyone is going to banking or a lawyer or a doctor, but whatever you put your mind to. We need people like plumbers and mechanics, engineers, right? And so I believe that we're all lifelong learners, and I believe the youth of the Cayman Islands need to believe in themselves, because sometimes others believe in them more than they do for themselves. And once you put your mind into something, you can make it happen. You can make it happen. No matter where you're coming from, no matter who your family, what family background you're coming from, whatever socioeconomic background, you can do it. And always keep that mantra, you can do it. All right?
So we'll now go to our next music break. Deidre?
For the next music break, here is Just Think by Just P.
Welcome back, listeners. We're still joined with Proud of Them honoree Miss Camille Chambers. So, do you think the youth on Island will become more motivated now because of the Proud of Them island-wide recognition?
Well, I hope that they will become more motivated. That's something I always hope for. Some people are intrinsically motivated and some are extrinsically motivated. So inside motivation versus the external motivation. So things like money, whatever, can extrinsically motivate somebody, but your will and determination, that's what you call an intrinsic motivation. So you have to find out what motivates you. And so I hope that each of them will find what motivates them the most and go for it. So I really hope that this initiative is one of those motivators for them. All right.
What is your biggest takeaway from becoming a Proud of Them honoree?
Well, my biggest takeaway, it really helped me, really pushed me to know that I can do anything I set my mind to. While I was doing all of those activities throughout high school, after high school, it wasn't something that I was looking that I would be rewarded for. So, to be rewarded for all of my hard work, that is something that, I recognize and I take that with pride. And to say, you know what, I did it despite it all, because even though I might sound very read and all of those achievements, it was a lot of hard work to get to that point, a lot of sleepless nights, some tears in between. But you know what, with the support of my parents and friends, and just people who believed in me, I was able to achieve that. So to be recognized for that in this way from the Proud of Them initiative, it's a great feeling, and that's a great takeaway. Believe in yourself no matter what and never give up.
So what would you say to people that are struggling to achieve something great, or like graduate, or like they're struggling to do well in their schoolwork or to continue whatever it is that they're doing?
Well, in the moment, it may feel like all is lost, all hope is lost, and sometimes you want to give up, to be honest. We as human beings, sometimes that's the first thought that comes to mind. It's easy to give up. The hard part is sticking in there. But guess what? At the end, when you get that certificate, that diploma, that, whatever you're reaching for, that medal, it could be something in athletics, something along those lines. When you get that and you reach that point, it's even sweeter because of the challenges that you went through. So if you get something and it was so easy, and you reach to the very end and you get the reward, it's just like, okay, I knew I was going to get this. But when you go through the rough roads, we get some potholes, the rain just fall, and we have some deep potholes out there. Sometimes we have to drop in those potholes. But when you come out and you're on that smooth road again, you feel good. And so sometimes those challenges, those are the potholes that we drop in sometimes, but it's about getting up and getting back on the straight and narrow.
So where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
Well, I do know. I don't know where I will be physically, but I know that anywhere I am, it will be in education. I love education. I'm very passionate about it. And I will be somewhere helping someone, whether it will be in the classroom or somewhere at the Department of Education or the ministry. Even at UCC where I work, anywhere in education, somewhere in 10 years, that's where I will be.
Our word of the week is nomophobia. Are you nomophobic?
Not at all. I wish I could put down my phone all the time. I don't even know where my phone is right now. Yeah, that's how bad I am. Yeah. Wow. So I'm not one of those people.
Unexpected.
No, I keep far away from my phone at all times as much as possible. In my line of work, I'm on the computer all the time. I'm studying right now, so all the time I'm on the computer after work. So the last thing I want to do is be on my phone. Yeah.
So we are in our season of dedication. Can you tell us what you were dedicated to?
Well, I am currently dedicated to finishing my doctoral studies. I'm currently doing my PhD, so I want to finish that. And this is my final year of study. And the other thing that I'm always dedicated to is my family, first and foremost. So those are the things I'm dedicated to at the moment.
So can you tell us what PhD you're doing, or is that
Can you guess?
something to do with
Social
education?
science.
Yep. So I'm doing something in educational leadership at the moment. And so this is my final year. It has been a rough 3 years. But again, nothing comes easy in life. And so this journey has been like a challenging one. It's still very much challenging because this is the final phase. So I'm hoping that I will come out successful on the other end next August.
And you'll be Dr. Kimon Chambers.
Dr. Kimon Chambers.
Yes.
Yes.
So, Doctor,
Yes, ma'am.
we have just concluded the nomination period for the next year's round 12 selections. What message do you have for the honorees of the next round?
Well, first and foremost, congrats on your achievement. It is a great feeling to have your hard work recognized in this fashion. So, I look forward to hearing about the many more successes along your way and just to keep up the good work.
When you think about motivating the youth, what word or phrase comes to mind?
One word: determination. Determination. So never give up on what you want in life. So always be determined, follow your dreams no matter what.
Do you have anything else you would like to share with our listeners?
Well, yes, just like to tell you young ladies, thanks for having me on the show today. I really enjoyed it, and I want to shout out every single young person in these Cayman Islands. So here in Grand Cayman, Cayman brought Little Cayman, and a shout out to my parents, my family, my colleagues, and just everyone out there listening to us this evening. And just to know that, no matter where we go in life, just remember your support system, because anywhere you go, you will need those support in your life. All right. So that's my takeaway.
Thank you for joining us on YouthFlex today.
You are most welcome.
I'm your host, Chloe, with my co-host, Chanel. Shout out to our guest, proud of them honoree, Miss Kimon Chambers, soon to be doctor. Shout out to Radio Cayman for their work in sounding boards, Mr. Wilson Natra, DJ Lynn, and DJ Silver Fox. Shout out to RJ for the YouTube feed.
Also, a special shout out to our YouthFlex crew, Jared on YouthFlex Socials and Community Service, our musical director, Deidre Edwards, YSU News Desk, Jamo, our promo director, and the 100+ Flex family all over the globe.
Thank you to SIFA for sponsoring the Super Jam, and to you, our listeners, for tuning in every Wednesday from 4 to 5 for YouthFlex on 89.9 FM. Join us again next Wednesday for our season of dedication. Until next week, this is your host, Chloe McClement, saying, keep your chin up and God bless. There we go.